Everybody get up. Everybody get up.
Welcome to Body Shop TV. My name is Chella.
And I'm the body mechanic NYC.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive, Chella.
How you living?
I guess I'm all right.
You're not sure?
No, I'm good, Chella.
Good. The purpose of Body Shop TV is to provide you with awesome wellness information as well as information on relationships to help in the longevity of both.
Something's different, Chella, about you.
What? What's
Oh my
different?
God,
I'm the same woman.
I'm feeling a flashback from the past.
Will you stop it? I hate when you say that.
Chella, we are providing great.
I hate when you say that. I am the same person I was 20 years ago. One more flavor.
You're too much. You really are.
The opening just stopped.
Your hair
Yes.
looks
Yeah.
fabulous.
It does?
Yes, it's flowing and it's.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, I reconnected with a really good friend of mine, Yolette Davis, who is
Say her name again.
Yolette David. David.
Ooh.
Yes, that's a sexy name, right?
Yeah.
She's sexy too.
I bet she is.
Well, anyway, she's a genius. She's like a physician when it comes to hair.
Like a hairologist.
She's a super hairologist.
Really.
Yes.
I see that.
So she became our new sponsor. I'm really grateful. She has an awesome salon in the Central Islip on Wheeler Road called Myota International Salon. International. You know what that means?
What does that mean?
Worldwide.
Worldwide?
Yes, and she's also becoming a traveling artist. So she'll go to any venue to do hair and makeup. She's genius.
Like she did today.
Yes.
I can see her. That's why I'm smiling. Well, you know, my question is, can't you do something with this?
Yes, she can work miracles.
What, huh? Maybe I get some extensions
Yes.
or something on there?
Yes, she can do anything
Get some
you want.
locks?
Kanakanas.
Yes.
You can reach Yolette David at 631-431-4746. The number again is 631-431-4746. Myota International Salon.
International hairologist.
Yes. Doctor.
Doctor. And she sparkles too.
So, Body Mechanic, how was your week?
Oh my God, so many things. Let's talk about our
The
touch
Tutorium. Oh my God, that was awesome.
Well, you worked so hard, Chella.
Well,
Chella did all these massages. She walked around eating hors d'oeuvres and having pizza.
I was the hostess. Somebody had to do it. Someone had to greet our guests because the Body Mechanic didn't come until an hour late.
I was at work. I was working hard, perspiring, sweating, and I'm running, got my massage chair. I get there, and she's like, Chella's like, everyone is waiting for you, Body Mechanic. I'm like, what's wrong with your hands?
And I looked too cute that day also.
What?
Yeah, I'm letting my nails grow, so I wasn't
You
really.
need to stop. I don't know how many people I massaged. I felt like a factory.
Body Mechanic, they want your hands on them. They don't want me.
Yes, they do.
No, they
all
don't.
love Chella.
Women online waiting for him to come.
That is not
Yes,
true.
it is. They were waiting. Even the restaurant manager. Can I get a massage too? Can the Body Mechanic touch me too?
That's not true.
Yes, it is. They love you.
I'm not that good.
I'm
You're
just
the
a
best.
nobody.
Make me laugh. Oh, and then the food was over the top.
Where was it? Come on, tell me where it was. Jewel,
Jewel?
in Melville. That place is over the top, owned by Tom Shordell, who's an awesome chef.
He's like the Long Island Bobby Flay.
Yeah, he is.
Only better.
Yeah,
Doesn't have the attitude.
lots of flavor,
Down
great
to earth.
personality, warm heart.
Musician.
Yeah, he's great people.
He's like a modern day Renaissance man.
Yeah.
Like you're a Renaissance woman, he's like a Renaissance man.
Yeah. So our next touch sensorium. Oh wait. Back to Monday. We had.
Let's talk about the people that were there. JP, Dr.
The
Ford
staff from
with
Optimal.
the healing ceramic disc.
Right, the healing
Did I say crystals? I
ceramic
still like
disc.
to call them crystals.
And they're from Optimal Wellness of Long Island, one of our sponsors. They come in full force every time we have Touch Sensorium. They're great. JP was sitting people down with his golden rod, and you hold this rod, and he has it hooked up to a computer, and it tells you what's going on inside your body. It's amazing. It is.
No, it is amazing. And you know what else? Like, I'm waiting for somebody to get those healing ceramic crystals on it and have someone, like, get the Holy Ghost on the table. I know it's coming. Oh, and what about the other lady who's an Intuit?
Oh, yes.
The one that carried out the bad aura.
Yes.
Oh, my God. This lady, who are they? What's your friend's name?
I don't remember. I don't remember her name.
I think you need to do a coffee enema. So check this out. Chella's having a little brain fog.
Yes, I
There is a lady who I met at Chella's retirement party, and she is a healer, right?
Right.
Right. So this is the first time I've seen them since you retired.
Since February.
So it's been how many months since you retired?
February.
So how many months is that? So you have brain fog. So you
6.
can't recount. I know how many months it is. I'm just testing you, Chella. So, ow! So
Say what happens, they
I
say.
remember working on her, and her husband said that she never lets anyone touch her.
That's not her
See,
husband.
I thought when you brought
her
up the
friend.
stream,
Okay, husband, friend, compadre, whatever you want to call it. Potato, whatever. She's a healer.
Yes.
So she worked on someone at our venue.
Yeah, staff
and-
member.
Right, and they had some bad stuff with him, and she collected it all and proceeded to carry it out of the room and dumped it outside.
Yeah, it was quite dramatic, that whole scene.
No, but you couldn't let any of it seep out.
And
it was
no,
heavy.
And no one could touch her either while she was leaving
Right,
the room.
because she was toxic with that bad aura.
Energy, yeah.
Yeah. And then he jumped up to tell you he had the Holy Ghost afterwards. Then he wanted a little bit of everything. Shelly, you laughing?
Yes, I am.
Shelly,
Optimal.
Shelly, you have beautiful teeth. Notice that. After how many months?
11.
That's why you smile. You go, oh, I get it now.
You get what?
About the teeth thing. That's why he was make that
Oh
comment.
my God, will you be
I
quiet?
noticed.
Stop.
I'm sorry. Are we on? Oh, sorry. I forgot.
So Optimal Wellness of Long Island, they also provided the ionic foot bath soaks, which are awesome.
Oh.
Stuff was coming out of people.
Oh my
like,
God! I saw one lady
crazy.
fall asleep. It looked like a whole loaf of bread came out of her feet. I never seen anything like it. So, folks, the ionic foot bath. This is how it works. They take distilled water, they put it in a little reservoir. You put your feet in it, and then they stick this copper piping in there. And what happens is, it's positively charged, and those toxins in your body are negatively charged. And what they do is, they draw it right out of your foot. Those toxins come out of your body as the blood circulates through your body. Your blood, all your blood cycles through your liver every 3 minutes. So toxins are always continually moving. And your liver's job is designed to get rid of that stuff so it can release it. But this is a way of accelerating the detoxification process. It's one thing to eat healthy, but if your body is loaded with toxins, it's like taking and putting bad icing on a good cake.
So our next Touch Sensorium is going to be January.
Touch what, Chella?
Touch Sensorium. It's going to be January 13th, 2014, at the Wyndham Windwatch Golf and Country Club.
I'm
in
feeling a little
Hop Park.
tension, Chella. Chella is quick to tell people out there in TV land that the body mechanic never massages her, but it's not true.
Oh, yes, it is.
No.
In 11 months.
I gave you a massage then.
That doesn't count. A full body, I've gotten 2.
and Eric Gales isn't going to play by himself unless he does acoustic.
That's why I'm going to hire someone.
Oh, please.
Yeah, but he's got to play with the band.
You don't give me massages either, Chella.
You don't give me a chance.
Okay, let's go. So what's the next thing?
Friday show, our radio show.
Wait a minute, hold on a second.
With
Is
the,
anything else that happened during the week?
yeah, Friday.
So we did the, right.
Touch and Story Monday. The radio show on Friday, we met these 2 amazing
Oh,
brothers.
no. Tell them how it happened. Give them the whole story.
I'm not giving props.
No, I want you.
All right. So I get this phone call super early in the morning. At the
Can you
beginning.
smile more because you're talking about him? Show your teeth.
I'm trying. So I get this phone call super early in the morning from this PR guy named Todd Shapiro. And he said, Lisa, I need you to do me a favor. I have these 2 guys who wrote a book about bipolar and incest issues, and it's definitely going to become a miniseries or a movie.
Did he say that to you?
Yeah.
Oh.
He says it's a hot product. They have a book that just hit. I want them on your radio show. So we had them come in on Friday evening, and not knowing, when you meet someone for the first time, you just don't know what they're bringing to the table.
Well, I didn't know anything about it because Chell doesn't. She just says we're getting some guys from, they're friends of Todd's. So I had no idea what was going on. I'm just sitting in we're in the radio show, we're having fun, we're jiving back and forth, and these two huge dudes come through the door. We didn't know.
Italiano.
We didn't know what was on the horizon. Let me tell you something, folks. When those guys opened their mouth and started telling their story, we forgot we were in the studio.
I did. Yeah, definitely.
We forgot. And then it was such an emotional journey that it transferred from the studio, and we went and we had dinner with them. And we bonded for 4 hours.
Yeah, we did.
We forgot what time it was.
And
There was some emotion. There were tears that were dropped. It was just...
I've been thinking about them ever since we met them on Friday.
It's amazing about your journey. When you meet energy, you're going to always be affected by vibration from people.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt their pain. And it's funny because during the show itself, one of the brothers, the character,
Don't
they're
talk
both
too much.
characters.
They're going to be here December 2nd.
We're going to actually have them on the show.
Here.
He's probably
Madhouse TV.
Yeah.
In the new studio.
In the new studio.
It'll be our first show in the new studio.
Right.
Yeah, that's going to be
Right.
exciting. Right.
Miss Sassy. So, yes. Oh, okay, so I won't tell anymore, but
Right. It's
they also
awesome.
came to our event yesterday.
Yeah, they did. We had a Project Tina's Gala was yesterday. We, gave her honor and showing the new Tina after her surgery. We had the mask removed, and we had one honoree.
She looks hot.
She does. She does. And you know what I noticed? Before the surgery, she would never give you eye contact.
Oh,
And her hair's
folks,
very long.
let me tell you, I'll never forget it. I went to Southside with me and Chella. Well, Chella introduced me to Southside, so we go there. And Tina's working the cashier. She's like the utility woman. She does everything for that place. And
Southside Seafood Manhattan.
so she's just like this. I'm like, can I have, and I like eye contact. Like, I want to look at somebody. I'm like, can I have fried shrimp? I don't eat fried shrimp. I'm just making it up. And,
Yeah.
And she's like, well, is that fried or is that? I'm like, fried. Because I try to get people moving. And what she would do is she had the hair covered over this mask. And that's what I'm like, that just can't be. So after a while.
You asked her what it
Right,
was.
I pulled her aside. You know what it is? When I went to pick up the food, I asked her, I said, so how long have you had that? I said, what is it? And she said, it's a mass. And I said, can you afford to get it removed? She says,
She said
it's
that
expensive.
and her insurance views it as cosmetic, and they
Cosmetics
wouldn't
would
pay
be
for
they
it.
wouldn't pay for it.
So we did a fundraiser,
Yeah, we did a fundraiser.
and the owner of her restaurant, which is Sal Gambino, one of our honorees, had this awesome fundraiser for her. We had it removed by Dr. Dobransky, another one of our honorees. And last night we had like a coming out party for Tina, and she's a different person.
She
She
is
gives you
like-
eye contact. She gives you attitude.
She gives
She
you
wears-
attitude
She
now.
wears her hair off her face
I know.
now.
Pull
She-
back and avoid.
Up. She
No,
just
it's-
came from 2 weddings.
Let me tell you, every time I think about it, it makes me vibrate, like I start resonating. Because it is so important for us to pay it forward and do good things for good people.
Yeah.
That's really what the whole journey is about. It's not all about you always feeling good. Because if I'm in the street, if I'm in an environment and someone near me is not doing well, I am affected by it. So it's like just the fuel that you need. People say like, what do you get? You do massage, you do all these things for us. Who does it for you? And I go,
Good question.
just the work. So doing good things makes you feel good. And that's the whole circle.
I think you need to make a commitment, body mechanic, that you will massage your partner, Chella, at least once a week.
So, Chella, what else did we do?
Because you know what they say? What you don't do, somebody else will. Have you heard that before?
What, massage? No problemo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should make that commitment.
Chella, stop.
Make it on.
Don't be trying to get me on air and have me.
Make
Come
a
on.
public commitment for
Don't even
once in
try,
your life.
Chella.
You can do it, body
Chella,
mechanic.
stop.
Come on, you can do it. Make a
Chella,
commitment.
why are you squeezing me so
Because I
hard?
want you to make a commitment.
I feel pain right now. Is that a massage? Is that how you do it? God, you said,
My hands are strong. They're
You
very
have
strong.
Strong hands. Here, rub my neck.
Come on, are you gonna make the
You're making
commitment?
my teeth stick out. I'm sorry. All right, so what else happened this week?
Commitment?
Stop.
That's it. That's it.
No, there's more.
What? Tell me.
We had the event last night.
I just talked about it.
No, you didn't. You didn't talk about all the other people. Tommy Sakas. You didn't talk about the
Okay.
brothers. You didn't talk
Right.
about Tommy's mama, who I love.
Oh, she's so cute. How old is she?
I guess it's okay.
83.
And how tall?
Going on 30.
And how tall is she?
She's like 5. She's like 4'3".
Like I said,
And strong.
She had 2 high chairs so she could be level with the table. I love her.
And
I hugged that
strong.
woman. She hugged me. I was like, holy, I can feel the muscles and bones. And she's like, she says, you smell so good. I go, do you want another hug? She says, yes. Oh my
You're such
God.
a flirt.
No,
You flirt with
no, no, no.
anybody, any
No, let me
age.
tell you something. I wasn't flirting. You know what it is? You know, you try to think about where Tommy gets it from? He gets it from her. Oh my God. She is like, that makes me feel good about what I do.
It was a nice intimate event last night.
It was. We all sat at the table. The food was over the top.
Yeah, we were at Main Catch in Comac. Food's always good.
Food was good, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely good. Everything. I mean, I ate things that I don't normally eat, but no. It's not about what you do once a week. It's what you do 5 days a week that determine your health. So, I don't eat rice. I don't eat a lot of that stuff. So, but it was really good. Even the linguine was with the clam sauce was excellent.
You just made an interesting comment. It's not what
you see
you.
what I mean? Your mind is
No,
always
always
south.
south.
Yes.
No, it's always working.
Your mind is always south of the border.
I'm always working.
That's why you chuckled just now. That was a cello chuckle.
No,
You call
it's
it
not.
Sissy. Did you pinch Bootsy? Oh my God. This girl has lost it. We're on the
Oh my God.
I
Okay,
know.
what are we talking about today, Body Mechanic?
I'm going to talk about those sexy heels that you ladies like to wear, and occasionally a few of you men like to wear them. We're going to talk about how heels affect I'm sorry, I got a little emotional. Things are flying everywhere. Heels affect your body, everything. It affects chemistry in the body. It affects posture. It affects brain function, everything. So we're going to get into that.
And I'm going to be talking about the L word.
What, lesbian?
The L word.
Wasn't that a show, the L word?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't about what you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about love.
Oh, love, yes.
The L word.
Is love important?
Yes.
What does love mean, Chella?
We'll talk about when we get ready.
Huh?
After the break.
We're going to have a break?
Soon.
We've been on a break for 30 minutes before we started. We've been on a break. It's time to roll. I want to talk about some love.
You want to talk about
Talk about
what's
it.
love?
How do you spell it?
L-O-V-E.
You don't spell like that. You go L-U-V.
L-O-V-E. What does it mean to you?
Is it a difference when people say, I love you, or I love you? Is that different?
Well, the inflection is different,
Because I heard someone
obviously.
say to me once, like, that doesn't count.
What, I love
you
you?
didn't even care.
I
Some
love
girl,
you?
Some girl was dating at one time. She said, you said I love you. You didn't even care because I put love you on the card.
Oh, love ya.
Well, what's wrong?
You said
That's not
love.
the same as love? Oh my God, you got the same thing she had.
No. You said love ya. That's like a pal. I love you, pal. You know.
No.
But when you say I love you, that's like the whole essence of that person.
No, maybe I was just rushing with the card. It was quicker to write love you.
How can you rush with someone that you're involved with? Where's your
They weren't there,
investment?
It was the card.
But it's for the person that you're involved with.
It's a card.
Where's your investment?
There are a lot of people who do a lot.
Here we go.
What? Investment. What? I need to trade it? I told you I'm a caveman.
You are. You need training.
I know.
Body
Did
mechanics.
the people back a million years, did they say love? Did they say love? Did they say love?
They didn't have to. They showed it with action.
What do you mean with their club?
Yeah, we should bring your club in.
I think so. I'm going to start having my club right on the
Yeah,
table.
you should.
Because I really do feel like a caveman. I'm trying to get back to basics. Because people have really distorted the things that are going on. All right, so come on, educate me about love, because I really don't know anything about it.
Well, it's a number of things. It's a lot of emotion and affection to something that you're attracted
Affection.
to. Mm-hmm.
Like, can you feel love, like, without it being said?
Absolutely.
So give me an example of some of those things.
Well, in relationships, healthy ones, there's a lot of nurturing involved. there's a lot of love felt through nurturing.
Nurturing. So give me an idea of some nurturing acts.
Okay.
Acts.
I'm gonna give you an example that I just recently experienced.
Wait a minute, my birthday is coming
Will
up.
you stop saying that? What have to do
Oh,
with
is that politically correct?
Yes.
Oh, there's no F? That
No.
just means that like I'm really excited about it, so I add the F in there.
Very ethnic.
Oh, okay.
All right, so listen.
Why does it have to be ethnic? How come it has to be poor diction?
No, it's
Why does it have to
ethnic.
be
It is ethnic.
I've heard all kinds of people use poor diction.
It's ethnic. Because I don't hear certain populations use the F in birthday. It's birth, TH. Okay, so anyway, listen.
God, Chelsea's got a pet peeve. Teeth and birthday.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right, so I just had an experience recently where I did laundry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I did laundry, and my partner happened to see one of his shirts that was just freshly cleaned and folded. And he said, "Oh, you washed this?" And he smelled it. And that was a moment of nurturing. That was a moment of, it was just a really special moment. Is that thunder?
Really? That's Madhouse Thunder.
Are you listening to me? You following my
Yes,
story?
Yes, I'm following.
So that was a moment of,
Oh, why? Because you used Baby Fresh, like in the.
no, it just, you just missed the whole story.
No,
you missed the whole
you
point.
You said that you had washed some clothes and
I folded it.
you folded it and it was like TLC that was used.
Right.
Was excited about being on his body and.
Right.
Okay, so can you give me another form of nurturing? Something that's better than the shirt thing.
Okay, something better than the shirt thing. Nurturing comes in all forms. Come on, you know you're nurtured all the time. But do I have your attention, body mechanic? Do I have your full attention?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
So go ahead.
So it's when you care for someone, you think about them beside yourself and before yourself. You following me?
Right.
Don't you nurture
Okay. What about if they have an orange coat? Do you nurture them?
eventually?
Oh, really?
I'm taking a break because you're getting on my nerves right now,
Oh,
buddy.
what?
You're not following my stories. You're
I
not.
am.
No, you're distracted.
I'm feeling the love.
No, you're distracted by the Madhouse TV thunder.
Well, it's supposed to have thunder. It's Madhouse. That's what it's about.
When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about nurturing.
I want to talk more about love. We need to talk about love, not nurturing.
Well,
nurturing
you seem to
love.
be stuck on it, so
Yeah, because I want to learn. Caveman needs to learn about love.
yeah, you need to learn.
Yes.
So we're gonna pay some bills right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, did we tell them what I'm talking about? I'm talking about high heels. and how it
You
affects your
did.
health?
Yes, you did that already.
High heels. Does that have anything to do with love and nurturing?
It can be.
It sounds
you,
painful.
You could wear high heels and give love to someone.
I am not wearing any heels. Sorry, that is not my party.
Stay,
All right, folks.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Ciao.
Are you planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn?
Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act One will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote, or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure.
You'll be happy you did.
Dad, where do babies come from?
Well, there's that big, shiny rocket ship. That's right, it's filled with babies of all kinds. And when the shiny rocket ship penetrates, Mommy and Dad goes, and when the time is just right, there's a space launch.
All systems go.
Babies of all kinds. Released all over the place. Yeah, Africa. Mommy's Babylandia. That's right, it's filled with babies. After an amazing 9 months, babies. And that, son, is where babies come from.
But Jake said babies come from.
Planet. Babylandia.
You know, play with us on the bus.
Wheels on the bus
Go round and round, round and round, round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town.
Like
Like so many people, are your finances tight lately? Afraid to open your mail or even answer your phone? Well, take heart. You don't have to live like that. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you can join the thousands of folks who have used safe and effective government-insured reverse mortgages. The government-insured reverse mortgages from Long Island's Senior Reverse Network allow you to stay in your home and turn equity into tax-free cash. Our government-insured reverse mortgages can eliminate mortgage payments, credit card balances, or just improve your lifestyle. Do yourself a favor and solve these problems now. Call the Senior Reverse Network, and our advisors will answer all of your questions about our reverse mortgage programs. We've helped scores of senior Long Island homeowners like you who now enjoy a worry-free retirement. Get the financial security and peace of mind you've dreamed about. Pick up the phone and call us at the Senior Reverse Network now to set up a free consultation.
Call 1-800-985-REVERSE. That's 1-800-985-7383.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail centre. Hog's hair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly used in Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
Welcome back to Body Shop TV. I'm your host, Chella.
And I'm the Body Mechanic NYC. Was that a lean of love?
That was Alina Love.
Oh, Chella.
Affection.
I feel it.
You do?
I do.
I want to welcome our guest, Ivan Young from Young
Law Group.
Law Group. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome
Thank
to
you
Body
for
Shop
having me.
TV.
Appreciate it.
So,
Thank
Ivan,
you.
we're talking about love right now.
Very nice.
What does love mean to you?
It means family. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
I love my wife. I love my kids. And I would do anything for them because I love them. So that's the first thing that comes to mind when you talk about love.
Do you think there's a lot of nurturing involved in love?
Absolutely. I mean,
Goes hand in hand, right?
it does. Absolutely. I mean, listen, I remember my family growing up, you know, and I guess I was fortunate in these days to have my mom and dad stay together until he passed away. But, you know, I saw them work as a family unit. I saw them get together on special occasions and things. And it's something that stays with
Jesus,
you.
Yeah.
You know, something that I strive for in my own family.
There are so many definitions of love, so many levels, and
It
what I
looks
want to
bad
talk
on
about is
him.
unconditional love.
How you got to get it
It's
out of
when
there?
you love someone from the core, unconditionally.
I don't know. You think?
No holes barred.
Nothing added?
Nothing added. So what you got to say about that, Body Mechanic?
About what?
Unconditional love.
You mean like the love you have for yourself? Like I have unconditional love for myself.
Here's an example.
No. I understand what you're saying, Jenna. They were just unconditional love. Unconditional means that without what? I don't understand when people say. I always think there's no deviations. Either you love something or either you love it or you don't. There's no really in between. So-
Here's an example. There's a woman who learns that her son is strung out on drugs.
Right.
This is her son. This is her only child.
Right.
Her love has changed for him because she's turned off about his lifestyle. That's not unconditional. Unconditional is that you love that person regardless,
Okay.
by whatever means necessary. Isn't that right, Ivan?
Yes, that is true. I mean, I understand the concept of unconditional love. But in the example that you gave, the mother may be very disappointed in the son, which makes her maybe harder or difficult to express her love for her child.
But the love doesn't change.
But I think the love is still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
I think the love is still there. So I think it is unconditional love. It's just that sometime in, in life, things happen where, it's maybe a little bit harder for someone to show them, the other person, how much you love them. But I think the love is still there.
Yeah, I don't think there's degrees of it. Either you love something and, I'm just.
But there are people who love with condition. I'll love you only if.
Then they don't love, and that's not love.
But it's the reality.
But the word is. But then you can't use the word. See, then the word love should not be used.
We're picking them up.
Because when you love something, regardless of what's going on, you always feel that way about it.
Yeah, but that guy's got
So
to be talking.
that's all I'm saying. I mean, we use terms like unconditional. It's just either you love something.
He's
either
one,
you fear,
right?
You're afraid of it, or you love it.
I mean, unconditional love for me is that obviously you would accept a person for their good, their bad, and even their ugly sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
And although those people may get on your nerves, may make you very upset, that really makes you crazy, but it still doesn't change the fact that you still love them. And no matter what, you would do anything you can for them.
Yeah, so I just think that there is no conditions. I mean, if someone uses the word and then they add caveats to it, then it's not love.
So let me.
It's more like convenience.
Let me ask you two gentlemen a question. What's the difference in your mind between being in love and loving someone?
You know what? I hear that all the time. And to me, I don't see a distinction about that, whether you love somebody or you're in love with somebody. And I guess if there had to be a difference, the only difference would be the different levels of love. For example, there is altruistic love, where you love a puppy, you love nice clothes, you love your friends. But a romantic love, I think, is something different. And I think when you talk about unconditional love, if you're talking about, depending what kind of love you're talking about, then I think you can define it and express it or show it more.
A romantic love, a relationship. The couple is either in love with each other or they love each other. Is there a difference? Body mechanic, what do you think?
I feel my teeth growing. One thing I am is consistent. And this is the deal. I don't think there are any variables. I think either you will do anything for that person, you will die for them.
Unconditional.
Just love.
Unconditional.
Because there's a point. There's a point, and this is something that is that's available in every relationship, and it's beyond. It supersedes all those things. When you feel a certain way about a person, you will protect them. You will nurture them. I don't think there's levels. Now, if you're talking about the physical aspect of the relationship, that is something. I don't think that has anything to do with love. I think that's a primitive thing. Now,
nobody mentioned physical.
No, but I'm just saying, because you're saying, what did you say? What was your caveats, your descriptives of
Is there a
talking
difference between, in a relationship,
right,
between being in love or loving that person? Is there a difference? Because I hear people say, oh, I'm in love. Oh, I love him. Is there a difference? That's my question. I didn't mention anything about physical.
Well, you know what's interesting? It's such a vague term, and it goes 100 miles, and everybody has a description. It's all based on their own interpretation.
And experience.
So it's a very tough question to ask because there's so many caveats.
That's safe, buddy.
It's like it's not safe. It's the truth. Everyone has their own interpretation of what love is. They really do.
Well, that's only 30 minutes. Technically, they had 45, 40.
Now, if you look at from one entity to another, you love that person. You love every fiber about them. You will do anything for them.
Unconditional.
It's not even a matter of unconditional. Either you do or you don't. There's no halfway. You don't meet somebody and go, I love you. First of all, when people say that when they meet somebody, how much do they really know about the person? They could talk about
Do
a
you
feeling.
really have to know that person?
They could talk about a feeling that they have based on life experience and how they and a lot of it.
And
what
the
we do
energy
is
that they share.
We compare. What we do is, I think, along our journey, what we do is we compare situations that we've been in. or we compare relationships that we've been in. So maybe you have a better connection with that person. You use that word. I don't use that word freely because I know that relationships change and they move forward, and everything is always changing. Mentally, we're always changing. Maybe the outside always stays the same, but in our mind, things are always changing back and forth. But once you get to the point and you feel you want to nurture that person and take care of them or just look out for them and they become a part of that connection, that never changes. That never changes. So I don't know, I think it's all the same.
Now, I actually been thinking about that since you asked me that question. And I think the only time that would apply is if someone used to be in a relationship with someone and is no longer in a relationship with that person. Because I know people who have been in relationships, for some reason or another, the relationship didn't work out. They fell out of love with each other, but the person still had feelings for each other. Like a divorced couple, for example.
Right. I'll always love my wife.
I'll always love my wife. I'll always do whatever I can to help my wife.
But I'm no longer in love with her.
Exactly.
Because relationship has fizzled and things have changed. Dynamics have shifted.
But are you really saying I'm no longer in love with her? I no longer have that physical connection and want to be that way
It's not
with
about
her?
physical connection.
Well, so what do you mean I'm no longer in love with her?
So
but I love her.
So
I don't understand that.
I know you don't.
Yeah, break it down for the
Yeah,
body mechanic. Let me drink some water so I can hear better.
So when that married couple was actively married, engaged in their relationship on a day-to-day, they were in love, assuming, they were in love with each other. There was activity going on.
Activity. What? Can you be specific, please?
Living a loving relationship.
So explain to me about the living activities.
Nurturing, quality time, respect, devotion, all those pretty words. Then something happened and the relationship is over. Now they're divorced. Well, the activities have ceased. But maybe there are children involved because the relationship had lasted a long time. There's still love for that partner that no longer exists. So I'll always love my wife, but I'm no longer in love with her.
Can I explain another way?
Please.
All right.
I need to drink some more water.
Okay. All right. Again, just from my own perspective, and I never been divorced, and I hope I never have to go down that road. But, you talk about unconditional love. People in a relationship, they have unconditional love, and like I said, they will put up with somebody's good, the bad, and the ugly. But then over time, I guess, when somebody starts falling out of love, they then don't accept the bad as they used to.
Or the ugly.
Or the ugly. And the little things that you used to overlook now becomes a big major issue.
Right.
Because the unconditional love where you used to have, has for some reason dwindled down.
Becomes conditional.
And now you are no longer in love with that person. But again, because you shared a life with them, you shared experiences, you have children with them, you will always have a connection with that person, that you will always do something with them. So I think that may be the difference.
That's what I believe. I mean, you don't write them off. I mean,
no, you never write them off.
Because there's certain people you meet that will never ever be in love status. They'll be just acquaintances or whatever.
Absolutely.
Right.
So
I hope that made a little sense.
A lot of sense.
Okay.
I need to drink some more water. I'm getting a little dry on this side.
You guys want to add any other comments?
What about love? Love's a heavy topic. It's too vast.
Does it make you uncomfortable?
I'm not really uncomfortable about anything.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You are with a microphone.
No, I'm not.
You were
What do you mean
less.
microphone.
You were
That's different. No, that's just the mental process. You know how it is. Let me tell you, Chella is an incredible, probably one of the best I've ever seen in public speaking.
Absolutely.
And she's been doing it. I mean, you've known her before I did.
Absolutely.
So you've seen her in action. So when we get into these public venues, like I think
she's a natural.
I like to assume that I'm good at what I do.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
And like I could talk about health forever, and I don't have to be prepped for it or anything like that. But one thing that I do when I'm in the moment, for instance, when you're talking, I really don't process anything else. I'm taking in your energy and I'm listening to your words, your delivery. And that's what it's about. The only way that I can effectively listen to you is by having this off and just absorbing what's coming from you, physically and verbally. So when she talks, you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's like being mesmerized.
Yes.
This is how I work with people on a regular basis. In order for me to heal people and work with people, I have to be completely present. So what she'll do is, I have no idea when she's going to finish her dialogue because Chella can go. And she gets excited, so I get caught up in the moment listening to her. And then she goes, "So, body mechanic, bye." And my mind literally is like zero. And what happens is I'm just like stuck. It's happened to me like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
But I talk in front of groups all the time. I guess maybe I'm just used to always doing it by myself. Maybe that's what it is. And then what happens is when you share the light, you kind of relinquish the helm. And I'm just trying to figure out why I go blank when it happens. And then she makes fun of me.
OMG.
Oh my God. And then she whips me.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Let's-
This woman talks at the UN.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Yes, I know. Enough of Chella.
Stilettos.
Yes. So that's it for love? Let's talk about love some more, because I'm starting to feel kind of warm.
No, it takes a while to get comfortable. It's a difficult subject, like sex.
I don't think it's not. I don't think it's difficult.
The other guy, it's right in the corner. So
I just
I
think
think
that
it allows certain feelings to surface that you're not used to feeling.
No, I mean,
or thoughts.
No, it's not. I think that it's just people are feel. You know, people don't necessarily use the words, but their actions show how they feel about somebody. I mean, people say a lot of things, but they don't do the actions. There's a lot of people talking a whole bunch of talking, but they're not doing anything.
That's true.
You know, so action speaks louder than words, I think. What do you think, Chella?
Let's talk about stilettos.
You love heels, don't you, Chella?
Not very high ones, not like the 5 inches. No.
How come? You don't.
I'm a big girl.
Do you have any? What do you mean? You like big heels?
No, I'm a big girl, and I just don't feel comfortable in 5 inch. I could do 3 inch.
So what does your size have to do with the heels?
First of all, balance. Second of all,
You can use
it's
a wider.
dangerous.
You can use a wider heel.
No, I'm too old for that. I don't personally like it.
Interesting.
But I could do a 3 inch easily, and I think big girls need a little bit of height.
That's really interesting. They need height.
They do, because when you're a big
Is
girl,
it a visual thing?
it's not. It's just the appearance, the visual. When you have a big woman in flats,
She looks closer to the ground.
close to the ground, she looks stumpy. But when she puts on heels,
I like it because they look stable.
I'm sure you do. But when when that young woman who's chunky puts on heels, it elevates her. Why are you laughing?
No, I'm just smelling the glass. Go ahead.
It does. That's what happens. That's why big girls like to have height.
Man, I'm learning a whole bunch of things. That's why it's done like that.
Every day's a school day,
Does
buddy.
your wife wear heels?
Yes, she does.
Interesting. Are they the tall heels?
Not as often, not as much as she used to, but I'm sure, when
She a
she
big
had
girl?
the opportunity. I wouldn't say she's big, but she's,
Gotta be politically correct.
I know,
You want
listen,
to
I
be
know
able to go
women are
home
very
later.
sensitive about their weight, so
Voluptuous?
she's very.
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 Very
Look at that smile on his face.
She's
Very.
very voluptuous, buddy,
You see
McCann.
the eyebrow? It's got a hook in it. You have daughters?
Mm-hmm.
How old are your daughters, if you don't mind me asking?
No, 23, 21, and a 5.
Wow.
And your daughters, the older daughters, they both wear heels, I bet.
No, actually, they really don't, actually.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they never really got into the whole heels thing,
I'm seeing more and more young girls wear flats.
And that's why we're having this show today.
Ironically, I have to interrupt you, but ironically, my 5-year-old is always wearing my wife's heels around the house.
Because she's copying mom.
Yes,
It's not because
probably.
it's comfortable. And I want to share something, and this is the main reason why we're having the show today. Heels. I have no idea the history of when they started. Maybe I should have did some research on that. But being in the field that I do, working with health and posture and things like that, if our bodies were designed to have our heels elevated, when we were born, we'd have them built on. We don't. Our bodies are designed to be grounded and walk flat on the floor. And what I mean by that, the distribution of weight should be distributed through the foot evenly. Does that make sense what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
And if you look at if you were to strip all the skin off and all the muscle, what you'll see is that the tibia and the fibula, which are the bones that come down from the knee, actually are not all the way at the end. So you don't see something like this. What you see is something like this.
Don't you have a diagram in here?
Yes. So what happens is, when you press down, the weight is distributed. There's force pressure in the front of the foot, so it distributes the weight throughout the foot. When you put a heel on your foot, what happens is this happens, right? Now, if you are an adult and you never wore heels, it's a great thing. When you are young and you wear heels, your body is still forming and shaping. So what you're doing is there's a disturbance in the balance of muscles between the front and the back. Not only that, it changes the function of the bones in the feet. There are 26 bones in the foot. So the distribution of weight goes from the heel to the front of the foot. And not only does it affect the foot, it affects every other bone in the body. So there's some things that happens. Our bodies are based on the gravitational pull of the earth. So if you look at the body and how we walk, you take the center of the earth and the body will be aligned with the center of the earth. As soon as you elevate your heel, your body will collapse to keep it perpendicular to gravity. Does that make sense what I'm saying to you? So what you see now is a bunch of postural issues that women have because they're wearing heels. And a classic posture is a caved-in chest, rounded shoulders, which affects the breathing patterns, which makes the body acidic, also makes tight chest lines, which form hand and arm pathologies, and the head goes forward. So then the lower back tightens up, and the neck tightens up. So they always have shoulder problems. They always have lumbar problems. And if a young child that is developing their body is mimicking mom and wearing heels, it will affect her health down the road.
So what about all these models?
Oh, my God. Look at them. Their postures are terrible. I can't even tell you how much money I make off of people like that. And there's a whole host of issues. In allopathic medicine, they do surgery. They fuse backs. They fuse, it can cause compression of the cervical spine. It can cause migraine headaches. But more importantly, overall health is affected because it compromises breathing. When you actually move your hips forward, the first thing you see, the classic position is the woman pokes her butt out. This is a serious problem because the pelvic floor actually drops. The pelvis rotates forward, and then you see this belly. And that's because the pelvis is rotating in an anterior tilt. And that's because they're elevated in the air. And then what happens is the head comes back, and now the chest caves in. So breathing is compromised by almost 25% because the chest is closed. A whole host of things. I mean, that could be like 20 or 30 different pathologies just based on wearing heels, trying to look the look. And not only that, there's not one heel that's as comfortable as walking barefoot. Yeah. So what you're noticing now, the younger generation now, they're not wearing heels like they used to. And then you see women with these 9-inch heels. You ever see them walk? This is what you notice.
It's terrible.
Yeah, very
First of all, their gait goes from this to this.
Right.
And the other thing that happens, when you look at their legs, the calf is not even developed. The leg looks straight. There's no development in calf.
I'm afraid to wear high heels, super high heels, because if I trip and fall, it's over. That's what I'm afraid of. And I don't know how these women do it.
You're pretty, you can handle yourself.
This is
See
true.
you in action. But
if something were to happen, I fell, you could really damage your ankle.
Oh, definitely. And the bones are in the wrong place. They're in the wrong position. The foot is designed to be an undulating surface. It's supposed to handle it that way. And the heel, when you walk, is supposed to drop down to the ground, especially when you're standing. The other thing that you notice is that once the body is out of alignment, the muscles that are supporting that improper position become hypertonic. They become fixed. So when you wear a heel, you can feel the effects. Let's say you wear heels one time. The effects of wearing a heel can last for 8-9 hours.
That's true. That's true.
8 or 9 hours afterwards.
Because in the summertime, I wear flip-flops. Even the winter, I wear flip-flops a lot. But when I go out, I put a heel on, and then at the end of the day, I can feel the effects of wearing the heels. It's like I'm not used to it.
Right. Feels like you still have them on.
Yeah.
Because the body is fixed. It becomes hypertonic. Because the body is always trying to maintain, it's working with gravity. And what else? Oh, and then not only that, most women that wear the heels, right? They wear one size too small. So now the feet become contained.
I have no idea. I
So
would
now
think
that starts to create knee pathologies, hip pathologies, weak
I thought
hips.
it was maybe Huntington, Levittown.
Affects
I don't know.
everything
I
in the
really don't
body.
know. I
It's
wasn't there.
really, really, it's terrible. I can't even express it in words how bad it is. And you know, they don't even, and most of them that are wearing them don't even look comfortable.
This is
As
so
soon as I see a woman walk through the door and I see she's not smiling, look at her feet, and that's exactly what it is.
And it's not only the high heel shoes, then they have a heavy pocketbook on their shoulder.
Ah, the spiral. We got to talk about that too.
So it's
Yep, they create this spiral. We're gonna have a show on I have a collaborate. I have a probably about 200, 250 photos of women with handbags and showing their posture. How it creates a spiral in the upper portion of the torso. We're gonna have a show on that too. We're gonna talk about that.
wow.
How the weight should be distributed evenly on the body, and there should be no pressure on the top. But back to the heels.
So
Yeah, that thing that your daughter's doing is.
Yeah.
I know it's cool. She's trying to copy mom.
Right.
But.
Okay.
No more.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
In
actually
fact,
learning a lot
right,
just hearing you.
The
actually,
more
so.
the more she's barefoot, the better off she is.
Right.
The more flexible the shoe is, the better her body functions.
Oh,
Like a
believe
lot
me,
of
she's
people
always
wear-
walking around barefooted.
Oh my God, it's so
always.
good. Yeah, and they do things just intuitive. They do things right. They squat down. You know, they don't lean over. They just do things right. I'm telling you, nature is incredible. Man can't reinvent it.
Right.
It already works properly. If you don't believe me, you go to the playground in summer, watch how our kids function. They do everything right. When we get older, we get lazy, we bend over, we blow our backs out. You know.
So Ivan, let's talk about your health. Are you a healthy person?
I am now.
You are now?
Yes.
You were not before?
What makes you healthy?
Well, I'm healthy because I'm starting to eat right. I lost a lot of weight.
How
And
much weight did you lose?
I lost almost 100 pounds.
What?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Since
How'd you do that?
Since May of last year to the present, I lost about 100 pounds.
That's a lot.
Yes.
Did you have surgery?
No.
How did you lose the weight?
Well, I was on a strict diet. My history is that I have one kidney because I donated a kidney to my dad 20 years ago.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. And a lot of people, I tell
That's
them that.
love.
They said
I'm
I would
feeling
never.
that.
They said I would never do that for.
Oh,
I could
that's
never do that,
beautiful.
but for me, that's my dad. Why not?
Right.
You have to. I felt.
That's
you know?
what I'm talking
So,
about, love.
You know, it wasn't a question for me.
How's he doing now?
Well, he passed away, but at least his life was extended another 5 years after the surgery, and he was able to see another grandchild.
Nice.
So, but obviously with me abusing my body, thinking I'm invincible for 20 years, obviously takes its toll. And it wasn't until May of last year when I used to see my kidney doctor regularly. Before it was irregular, but now it's regularly. But at the time when I saw my kidney doctor, he told me that I'm on the verge of having a kidney failure.
People don't realize how important the kidneys really are. That's why you have two of them.
Wow.
There's a reason why you have two.
Yes. And that, over the years, just abusing myself and, not really taking care of myself, eating right. I was putting a lot of stress on that one kidney that I was doing, so it was actually taking on the function of two kidneys.
Ivan, what kind of diet did you have? What were you eating?
Yeah, ask him, what were you eating before? Be honest.
Everything. I mean, it was
McDonald's?
just. I had McDonald's. Fast food, always fast food. Because as an attorney, I'm always in I don't have regular eating habits. I usually didn't eat breakfast unless it was on the weekends, and when I did have breakfast, it was eggs, fried beans, bacon, tortillas, cheese. It was like yes, I am. I'm the first generation of my family here in this country from Honduras.
Honduras?
Oh, I thought you were from Panama.
No,
I was just
Honduras.
down there.
Oh.
Honduras.
I was down there 4 months ago. I was in La Ceiba.
Okay.
I went to visit a wellness
Dr.
guru,
Sebi.
Dr. Sebi.
I'm actually going there in a couple of weeks, actually, right, like 2 weeks after Thanksgiving.
Wow.
What part of Honduras?
My mom lives in Tegucigalpa, but I have family all over the country, actually.
Yeah, I went
I'm
to
a mother
Roatan.
and father side.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, and of course, when I eat dinner, I eat a big plate. I mean, it's a lot of food.
It's cultural.
Yeah, and a lot of meat, a lot of rice. I put a lot of gravy, I'm I was always good with vegetables, so that was never an issue either. But I would eat a lot. And it wasn't until I started losing my weight that my wife has told me that I used to disgust her the way I used to eat, because the amount of food and the way I used to eat and what I used to eat, you know. I love pork.
How much did you weigh at that time?
My biggest was 266. That was my biggest. Now about 165 now.
How tall are you?
5'9".
Okay, my height, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, my kidney doctor had me see a nutritionist, and well, first I had to have surgery to scrape out the scar tissues that was developing in my kidneys. But then I was on a strict diet where it's a low protein diet, no carb diet, and that's pretty much what I was doing. So
it's a low acidity diet.
So basically, my meat portion is literally the size of my hand, no matter what I eat, and it also has to be lean meat. So really, the portion of my hands, I can eat as much vegetables as I want, but carbs out altogether, out.
And sugar.
Well, sugar, right? I mean, when the carbs digest and process, it turns into sugar. So sugar is the enemy. So I used to drink a lot of sodas also. I don't drink sodas anymore.
Sugar actually burns you. It actually destroys the small blood vessels. That's how it destroys the kidneys.
Okay. Yeah, so I just changed my diet, and, you know, it's been over a year now, been a year and a half now, and I've been doing well.
Was it hard doing the conversion?
In the beginning, it was not, because one of my biggest fear was to die young, because my father died when he was young. He was only 59 years old. He died from diabetes and high blood pressure, and really didn't really take care of himself, you know. And I have two young ones, and I want to be, no, two. I have a 10-year-old and a 5-year-old.
I thought you had 3.
No, you asked me how many girls I have.
Oh.
I have actually 5 altogether.
5?
Yes, but my 2 youngest is a 10-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl. And I want to be around to, you know, as long as I can to see them in their life and get off on their life.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, exactly. So in the beginning, it was not. But now that I have pretty much stabilized,
you got a rhythm now.
It's a way of life now. It's you know, it's just a way of life. So I did it out of necessity, out of fear, and that actually was motivating me. And then to see the results made me want to keep going and keep going.
That inertia,
you know
that
what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. You look great, man. You look
I
great.
feel good. No, I actually feel very good.
Let me tell you, when I saw him in the parking lot a few months ago, he looked like a kid.
Look
And
at
I
his
didn't
skin.
recognize him at all.
Are you our age?
I am 48.
Okay.
I'm 48. Yeah. And, you know, I heard a comedian say recently, you know, I listen to the comedian on the radio at times. I'm always in the car a lot, but they were talking about weight loss and how people are so excited when they see you. Oh, wow, you lost a lot of weight. And how something that can be very insulting, because obviously they would say you were really fat back in the days, and now you look good.
But it's
you know?
a combination of many emotions.
Exactly.
They mean well.
They mean well, but sometimes it could be taken the wrong way. I don't. It doesn't bother me at all.
It all depends on your journey and how you feel. That's how you receive it.
It doesn't bother me. I actually feel prideful that people notice, and you know, and hopefully I motivate some people to get on a few diets. My wife is now on a similar diet that I was on now.
Well, it's an amazing journey, because I used to be 282 pounds. And when you start to clean your body up, your skin changes, everything. You start to glow, you sleep better, everything. It's like you're back to I feel now like I did when I was 20.
Yeah. No, I actually feel, I feel that same way too.
I actually feel better.
I feel better than I did, yeah.
Do you work out?
Not as much as I would like to. My habits are really inconsistent because of my job, but I would like to get in the gym and, you know, just bulk up a little bit. So
you said that you're in the car a lot because of your line of work. Do you find it very stressful?
No.
Being an attorney?
No, I actually enjoy it.
Doesn't look stressed at all.
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's the best thing I did. I mean, I used to work in government, and I used to work on a lot of political campaigns, and that is very stressful.
Right.
But now that I don't have those pressures anymore, I can pick and choose when I want to get involved politically, if I decide to get involved politically. So the freedom is liberating.
It's all about choices.
And the fact that I'm doing something that I enjoy, because I feel like I'm helping someone, and I feel I'm good at it, I enjoy it.
Good, good, good. So talk to us about your law practice.
Well, just ask him.
It's
I
called
think
the
the name is cool
It's called the Young Law Group.
because his last name is Young.
Yes. and I remember someone had asked me, you know, how many attorneys do you have? I said, I'm the only attorney. But prospectively, I expect to have other attorneys working for me. So, but I specialize in foreclosure defense. And so far it's been working out well for me.
So you are extremely busy, I'm sure, with the state of the economy.
Yes.
There's so many people in foreclosure.
Yes.
It's gotta pull
Yeah,
at your
well,
heart
she can't
to
keep
see
going for an
people
hour.
who are losing their
That's what I'm
homes,
saying.
and you being able to step in and save the day.
Well, and that's the reason why I do what I do. You know, once I decided to get into private practice, I really didn't know what area of law I wanted to get into. And this is something that I kind of like fell into because I'm looking at the landscape. All right, what area of law can I get into that I can make some money, obviously. And at the time, you know, foreclosures was pretty prevalent. So I figured, and it was still a new area of law, it's still fluid. And I figured that if I could get in this, and you know, I figured it's only going to last for a few years, and by that time I'll be established and I can move on to something else. And doesn't seem like it's getting any less, unfortunately.
So Ivan, walk the body mechanic and I through your service. Say we have a home, we're 4 months behind on our mortgage. What happens?
People will see who they are.
This one, well, you have up to 3 months before the bank decides you're in default and they're no longer accepting your payments.
Okay.
Okay. So after the 90-day period, they will still try to work with you, but eventually you'll get a notice saying that you are in default. Okay. And a lot of people try to obtain modifications to try to resolve the default, and if they're not successful, then they go into foreclosure, which is really when the bank hires an attorney to try to take the homes away from the family.
There are so many of my peers are in foreclosure, so many, and my sister had an opportunity to take advantage of some Obama home plan.
Yep.
So her mortgage went from $3,300 to $1,700 a month.
Very nice.
Yeah, but she has to be on time.
Absolutely. When you talk about modifications, there are a lot of variety of modifications. There's it's called the Making Home Affordable program. That's commonly known as the Obama plan.
Okay.
Then there's also what is called a Department of Justice modification. Then you have an FHA modification. Then you have an in-house modification. So depending on the type of loans that you have, depending who your bank is, a lot will determine which program is best for you. Now, obviously, you know, my personal favorite is actually the Department of Justice modification, because in that program, you automatically get a principal reduction because they modify your mortgage based on the market value of your house, as opposed to your current mortgage loan and the arrears that has accumulated on that. The second thing, you also get a reduction in your interest rates as well. So you get a principal reduction, a reduction in your interest rate to make the payments affordable.
So talk about your fees and how you play a part in making this transaction successful.
Well, it really depends on where people are in the foreclosure, okay? Because again, people will come to me usually after a foreclosure action has been commenced, and depending on what stage of the foreclosure will depend what I can do and what my rates are. So if anybody have any interest is in a similar situation, they could contact me Let's go over your situation. I'll be glad to work out a program that is best for you. But one of the things I try to do is never make affording me an issue to save someone's home. So I'm usually try to be flexible, and
that's
I try to help
awesome,
them out,
Ivan.
you know.
What's your contact number, Ivan?
My office number is 631-244-1433.
That number again?
244-1433.
And do you have a website?
Yes, it's www.younglawgroup.org.
Yes?
You made a comment that if being able to afford you is an issue, you'll still work the case.
I will
You'll work the
still
deal.
find a way to try to work with
I don't
them.
know which one he is.
That's awesome. Do you find a lot of people in that position?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it affects everybody. I mean, I have attorneys, doctors, professionals, working class. I mean, I have everyone, you know. So unfortunately, the economy is affecting everyone.
So how are you making money, Ivan?
Well, the reality, you know, there's a perception that people, an attorney feels that if you're in foreclosure, you have no money.
Right.
That is absolutely wrong. The reality is that there was a temporary hardship that happened at the time that you were not able to afford your payments.
Right.
But like I said, after you hit the 90-day period, the bank will not take your money. So even if you now had a temporary layoff, or you know, you lost some in your household lost your job, but now they found another job. Now you have the income to pay a mortgage. The bank will not reinstate your mortgage unless you can reinstate it 100% or apply for a modification. So the reality is that people who are in foreclosure actually has expendable money because they're not paying money on a mortgage, so they actually do have money to afford an attorney. But the thing is, they have to realize that they need an attorney, they need legal help, and they need to speak to someone right away. I think one of the most common mistakes that people make in general is when they get served with legal papers, they just ignore it. They figure they can either work it out on their own. They figure they could, if they ignore it, it'll go away. And that's when people run into the biggest problem. So.
How long have you been practicing, Ivan?
Since 2006.
And how long have you been specializing in this particular field of foreclosure?
I would say within the last maybe 3 years.
3 years.
Yes.
Does your firm have any altruistic arm to it at all?
Meaning?
Do you have any special charity close to your heart that your firm supports?
No, not necessarily. No.
She's
I would like to at some point, but I'm not there yet.
She's too busy having fun.
That's awesome. And where's your firm located?
It's in Bohemia.
Okay. All right. Give us a contact number again.
631-244-1433. And I would encourage anyone, any of your viewers, anyone that you know that are having any issues with foreclosures, that they should contact an attorney. Because that's the only way you're going to save your home. But you just can't contact any attorney. You got to contact an attorney who knows the foreclosure business.
There are so many companies out here doing foreclosure deals, and they're charging an astronomical price for their services, and they're making it happen. How are they doing it? How are they getting away with it?
Well, first of all, it's illegal for these modification companies to charge upfront fees to distressed homeowners, which has been prevalent and is still going on now.
But how are they getting away with it, Ivan? Yeah.
You have to report them. That's it. You have to report them to the Attorney General's office. Their resources is limited. So, that's reality. It's against the law. But a lot of people don't. They hear these commercials or little taglines. Save your home with a modification.
Right.
Save your home with a bankruptcy. And that's not true. Because the thing is, if you are in foreclosure means that there's already a lawsuit commenced in state Supreme Court. That means that's when you're in foreclosure. Before the court action begins, you're only in default. But once you're in foreclosure, only an attorney can go to court and fight with the banks, either to negotiate a modification in court or to litigate the merits of the case. By not having an attorney and relying 100% on these modification companies to try to get you a modification, which at best is 50-50, you are now ignoring the legal part. And by ignoring the legal part, only thing you're doing is fast-tracking the foreclosure, and you're going to lose your house a lot quicker than if you stepped in and fought it.
Why is it taking so long for these cases to close, solidify? A year and a half, people in foreclosure for so long, so many months. Why is it taking so long?
There's a lot of different reasons. A is the volume of people who are in foreclosures that is flooding up the courts in every county. I mean, I practice in the 5 boroughs and as well as Long Island and Westchester, and every court are just swamped with the volume. So the volume is one thing. The second thing is there's been a lot of rules that has been implemented over the last couple of years by the state legislature as well as the courts to try to help homeowners save their home. And because of these additional rules and requirements that they are now imposing on banks, it actually delays the action from proceeding. And a lot of time it could also be the bank. Perhaps they're trying to work something out with the homeowner, and in the and sometimes it takes a couple of months, sometimes it takes a year and a half trying to work out directly with the homeowner. That eventually you get to a point where it's just not workable. That we have to now move forward with the foreclosure action.
So the first person that someone in foreclosure should call is an attorney.
Absolutely. Absolutely, especially
People
when you
don't
get
know
served.
that.
No, I know, especially when you get served with legal papers. You can't ignore it. You have to contact an attorney. And again, you should contact an attorney who knows the business, who knows foreclosure. You don't want to get a personal injury attorney,
Right.
to represent you in a foreclosure.
You want to call
It's a
young
very
lawyers.
specialized niche. And obviously the Young Law Group has a good reputation. You can go on the website, you can check, on the internet, and you'll see all the positive reviews that I haven't gotten. So
That's awesome. Give us your contact number again.
631-244-1433.
So besides being an attorney, Ivan, what else do you do? What do you do for fun? Because every attorney that I know has another life where they have so much fun. For example, the owner of Madhouse TV.
I like to travel.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess once I went into, private practice, I've now gotten accustomed to traveling because I never used to travel before. So just taking vacations, I try to travel at least 3 times a year with the family. And even like weekend getaways, I just try to get away a lot,
That's healthy.
I love going to sporting events. I'm a big sports head, so football game, baseball game, basketball games, I'm there.
Were you an athlete yourself?
I was. And honestly, just spending time with the kids. That's really enjoying. Especially seeing my 10-year-old and 5-year-old and the things that they do just amazes you. That I want to be there to see that. And I'll give you one quick example. Every morning, I usually fix my daughter's breakfast. Whatever she wants, I usually make it. Well, today, she said, Daddy, I can make my own breakfast. It's like, okay. And I watched her climb up the cabinet, get the bowl, pour the cereal just right, went to the refrigerator, poured the milk just right, got a spoon. And as much as I was thrilled to see that, someone went, she don't need me no more. But again, seeing her do those things for the first time, it was a great experience for me to see that, and now I know that she can and capable of making her own breakfast now. And little by little, she's going to be being more independent on herself.
I even wait until an empty nest syndrome kicks in.
Oh, no. I already told my kids, I'm coming to live with them, okay? Every month, I'm going to be living with them. And for 3 months, I'm going to be 2 months at a time. Since I got 5 of them, 2 months at a time, I'm spending with everybody. So
Got the whole year covered.
That's it.
That's sweet.
Exactly.
Any of your kids have allergies?
No. Fortunately.
What kind of milk do they drink?
My son drinks soy milk. My daughter drinks almond milk. And the other kids, they drink like low fat-free milk.
Body mechanic is itching.
What?
I know. I saw that.
He's
It was
itching-
there. It was
he's
there.
itching to tell you something.
I'm waiting to
I got
hear.
an itch when he told me that.
I'm
Fuck,
waiting
that's
to
like
hear.
that's like a stress trigger response. You know that, right?
Okay. What is it?
Your son is 10, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay. And why does he drink soy milk?
That was the milk that his body was able to take when he was young. Once we finished nursing him, we tried to feed him, different kind of milks, and it just didn't agree with him except for soy milk. And that's all he's been used to.
I hear that.
What else, Andrew?
Yeah, soy.
I guess there's going to be a show about soy milk in the future, huh?
No, I'm
Milk
gonna
in
actually.
general.
It's funny. I was talking about milk at our event yesterday because a lot of people are not aware of what milk does to the body, and the only milk we were actually designed to ingest, and it's just at the beginning stages of life, is mother's milk.
Mm-hmm.
And the only other things that duplicate the enzymatic profile of mother's milk, is carrot juice or coconut water. Like a baby at 2 weeks can actually drink carrot and apple juice, and also organic, of course, and coconut water. Soy is extremely acidifying, but what it does in the body, it raises the estrogen level. So that's something to be concerned about.
It's easier to stand.
I
feel very low when I sit.
And almond milk has lots of oxalates, and what that means is that it has phytate salts, which actually leaches minerals from the body. But it's one thing about milk, but when you mentioned to me about your daughter eating cereal, and I know you know about sugar.
Yes.
So just remember, what's good for you is even better for her. And the fact that you're just maintaining your health, she is in the developmental stages.
Yep.
And what kind of cereal does she eat? And
Cheerios.
Cheerios. Right.
Not the Honey Nut Cheerios, just the Cheerios.
Right.
She absolutely loves that. And she really doesn't eat any other kind of cereal except for Cheerios. That's it.
I love Cheerios. I like the honey nut ones.
You just like sugar.
I love sugar. I love the Anamocha chunk.
Yeah,
No,
my
man,
daughter's
I
not a
was-
big sugar person. She's not a big candy person. So
Did she go trick-or-treating?
she did, just because she wants to go out, dress up,
Be a
and
part
trick or
of
treat.
Be a part of the.
What was her
And-
costume?
This year she was Merida from Brave.
Ah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty cool.
and
The
when
red hair.
did the whole red hair, painted her hair red
Oh,
and
that's
everything.
awesome.
So, yeah,
That's cool. Does she drink water?
all the time. Oh yeah, no, she's good about that, and she loves vegetables. She don't eat a lot of meat, which is also pretty good, I think, also. But
You know her blood type? Is
I
she an
don't
A?
know. I really don't know what her
She's
blood
probably
type
an
is.
A. She doesn't like meat. She's probably an A. It's usually they're non-meat eaters. They don't like eating meat. They don't have the stomach acid to break it down, so they're more comfortable.
Interesting.
not eating it.
Interesting.
But no, I know a secret.
And she drinks water.
that you will
Do
find
you
out about in a couple of
filter
weeks.
the
I'm
water
not
that comes
telling
into
you
your
because I
home?
just want to see if
Yes.
Excellent. That's good. It's very important.
Yes.
That you're not drinking chlorine
No,
and that you're not bathing in it.
she's not bathing in it. Well, I mean, yeah, she bathes in the water that comes from the faucet.
If it's filtered, what I mean by having filtered, an in-house filter in line that takes the chlorine out of the water.
Oh no. I have it like in the refrigerator or in a
Drinking water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have a show on chlorine. I think I talked about chlorine on a radio show, but I'm gonna have a show actually talking about the effects of chlorine on the skin.
Okay.
Like after you shower, what you'll notice, if you have a white haze in your skin, the chlorine turns to acid.
Mm-hmm.
And there are off gases that come out. Do you swim? Do your kids swim?
Oh yeah. Oh, they love swimming.
Right. In the summertime, when you look at the pool, you'll see a haze over the top of the water. 35% of the people who swim end up having asthma because of chlorine. And when you shower in a heated shower, chlorine turns to chloroform.
Mm-hmm.
And they say that it's not deadly, but it is. It's one of the leading causes of water in the lungs, and the chlorine goes directly into the bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
10 minutes of showering in a hot shower with steam is equivalent to drinking 1 gallon of chlorinated water. Chlorine affects digestive system. It's a bunch of things. So, but chlorine is deadly. It's great when it kills those bacteriums and microbes before it gets to you, but drinking it, our body is not designed. It's one of the leading causes of arteriosclerosis, hardening of the arteries, a bunch of things that happen.
Right.
So you might want to invest in getting a filter for the house.
Absolutely.
The
Everyone will
utility water
benefit,
comes in.
especially your young children will really be affected, but it affects your health too.
Okay.
And if you're going to drink tap water with chlorine, it needs to set for 24 hours so the chlorine can evaporate off.
Okay.
You can also get, if you have something that's filtering, you can get test strips that test free chlorine.
Mm-hmm.
But chlorine is...
Ivan, do you have a swimming pool at home?
No. No, we go to the beach actually.
Right, because her sister had a pool, and when she got the pool, she did salt water instead of doing chlorine. Yeah. You know what it is? Chlorine is used because it's cheap.
Right.
Oh, 11:15.
And you know what cheap gets you,
An
right?
hour and 15
You pay for what you get.
You get what you pay for.
That's
right.
what I tell people.
You become an organ donor.
That's it. That's it.
That's why you have to call Young Law Group for the most excellent law care in regards to foreclosure.
Absolutely.
And call an attorney as your first call when you're in foreclosure.
Absolutely.
Because if you ignore it, it gets better, right?
Ivan, how do you market your company?
A lot of my clients come in
Word of
referrals.
mouth?
Word of
Yeah,
mouth?
word of mouth. Or when they do internet search, I get a lot of calls from that also.
Do you
actually.
use social media at all?
1 hour, 21 minutes.
Not really.
No?
No, I really don't do a lot of. I mean, we used to send out postcards to people, but again, there's just the word of mouth and the internet search has been sufficient. So
So is it just you, or you have other lawyers working with
I'm the only attorney in the office.
I thought it was a group.
No, it's called the Young Law Group, but I'm the only attorney.
Oh.
That's the reason why I say, that's why I said prospectively, I plan to have a group of attorneys working for me. But for now, I'm the only
That'll
one.
come.
Oh, of course it will. Of course it will.
Very nice. I'm so proud of you.
Then you can stay on the
Thank you.
beach.
I
Right.
plan to.
I
I
know
plan
exactly.
to.
In Honduras.
Build a team.
Or Dominican Republic.
Oh,
you
That's
like
actually-
DR?
Oh, yeah,
Half
definitely.
hour? I mean, 15
Definitely.
Is that where your wife is from?
No, she's here. She's from, her family's from down south.
So minus
But
one,
we
which
went
is
to
five.
DR, and I think the thing that impressed us a lot about DR is there's a lot of people down there that looks like us, you know, and they also accept their African culture
Yeah, but that's
as
counted
well
as
as the Hispanic
There's only
culture.
3 an hour.
And that's something I
So
think is
six.
important for our
Minus the
children
one
to
that we did,
have
which
and
is
to
five.
know and to learn.
So
Have
five
the
times
diversity
what?
and have that acceptance.
Exactly, exactly.
4 minutes, you think?
Very nice.
I'm glad you're on the show today. Zach.
Yeah.
I'm glad to
journey-
be here. I really thank you for having me.
Your journey is incredible. Your health and
We got to
It's
get you into
amazing.
the radio studio.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Chella's like a different person. She's like on the table, just doing push-ups, crazy, man.
I
She
like
gets in front of the camera, she's like, well, body mechanic.
I like radio much better than television.
Is that
Why,
right?
Chella? Why?
I don't know. I
Can you tell the
The
can you tell the
energy-
viewing audience why you prefer the radio over this great venue?
I guess because I could just roll out of bed and just go to the studio and
Hold on, let me sit
Do
in
my-
the middle.
and just do my thing. I don't know. There are no
You're
there are
still
no
the same Chella.
cameras. There's no lights.
Still the
I'm-
same
I'm the
incredible
same-
Chella, regardless.
This is true. I just feel a different energy. The engineer that we have, he partakes in our conversations. I don't know. I just like that energy much better than television.
Oh, okay, Chella. Yeah. This is the body mechanic you're talking to.
Why do you think I like
I
radio
don't know,
better?
Chella. I'm not even touching that one.
What do you like? I know you like the television.
I like both.
No, you like TV better.
No, I like both.
No, you like TV.
I do like both.
Let me tell you what happened. When we first started the radio show, he goes, you know, Cello, one day we're going to be on television. I says, yeah, okay. I didn't think it was going to happen that soon. So we were putting our cards out, and I put it in, I think, King Cullen. And the owner of the studio happened to see our card the next day and called us. And when I told him somebody wants us to do a TV show, he was like, what? It happened. You see, Chella, it's happening so fast. I was not excited because I was not looking forward to it.
Why, Chella?
Because I know that how I have to, contend with you and
What?
and the paparazzis.
Oh, stop it. You need to stop. This is Miss Public Speaker. Give me a break.
All right, so body mechanic, what do you want to talk about next week?
There's just so much to talk about, Chella. What do you want to talk about? What are you going to talk about?
It's so hard. I don't know. Friendship.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Friendship.
Or loyalty? Which one?
Oh, God. Loyalty. Yeah, you
Loyal-
should talk about
yeah,
loyalty.
Loyalty.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question while I
Sure.
have your attention. If you planned, say, a
I know where she's
five,
going. I know where you're going
no,
with
no,
this.
no, a 5-year anniversary of your law practice. It's a big event. You're very proud of your accomplishments, and you invite your colleagues, people who helped attribute to your success, your loved ones, family, and friends, and you are expecting these people because they said that they'll be there, and then they don't show. Isn't that a lack of responsibility, a lack of commitment, a lack of respect?
It could be. Me personally, if they don't show up, they just missed a great party. And my life will go on. It doesn't really bother me, actually.
I like this guy.
Yeah, that's a good attitude, but would you be affected by it? I mean, these are people who...
Absolutely not.
No?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No reason to really take it personal. It has to do with them.
No.
It's their
yeah,
journey.
absolutely. I would never, no. You know,
But there has to be some sort of professional
4 minutes will bring them
responsibility.
exactly to an hour and a half.
Say, for example,
their
you're
time.
having an event and you have, you hired a band. You have an agreement and they don't show.
well, that's different.
That's different.
No,
'cause they
that's
have to
different.
provide a service.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I pay them. Yeah, no, that's different. I pay them
Okay.
to do a service for me.
All right, let me ask you another question.
Don't mess with the
Suppose-
lawyer. He will whip you, girl. This is your group here.
Okay. All right, so suppose you have an event and you have honorees. Now,
You are so
there's
funny.
a no, there's a special commitment there.
I don't know.
And when that commitment is not followed through, isn't that unprofessional?
You know what? I leave room for that emergency last minute things come up, but I guess their commitment to the event, which would be reflected to me, is how many tickets they sold to that event.
Well, you see, that's where the communication breaks down. When someone approaches you to be honored, you're being approached because of your accomplishments, what you have brought to the table and to the community. It's not about, I know it's a fundraiser, I understand that, I get that, but that's not the initial reason why someone approaches you. That's a second thought. That's if you can make it happen. Not every honoree can sell a table of 10.
Okay.
That's my thought process. If I approach you, Ivan, and I want to honor you at our gala next year on May 14, 2014, at the Crescent Beach Club in Bayville, and you say
It's
yes,
going to be like you're in Honduras.
oh my God,
Oh,
it's
that'd
going
be nice.
You ever been
to be on
there?
the beach.
Where? In Bayville? No, I have not.
You gotta
my
go
God.
there.
You got to go
Yes.
check out. You just take your family there for dinner.
All right, I got to do that.
You have to.
All right, I got to do
We're
that.
going to do it on the beach outside, on the
Nice.
red carpet, on the
Nice.
sand.
Okay, all right.
So if we
Tell her we're in
approach,
white.
so if we approach you to be an honoree, I'm approaching you because of your accomplishments. I mean, you and I go back way back
Yeah.
through the political days to
Yeah.
your law days, and that's my purpose. Now, my second question is, would you be able, or your question to me should be, what's the obligation, or is there an obligation? And I would say no. However, if you could sell at least a table of 10, it'll contribute to the cost. That'd
Wow.
be great.
Wow, that's very generous of you. Because I know.
That's how it should be.
Well, okay, okay. Listen, I know that in the past I have organized my fair fundraisers, mostly in a political realm, but I have raised my, organized fundraisers. And I know that honorees that we select, yes, we want to recognize them for their accomplishments,
Right.
absolutely. But we also want to recognize if we had a name on the ticket, who would be a big sell that would
A draw,
attract people
right.
to the event. You know, you could. I mean, there's a lot of worthy people in this world that
There
are
are.
worthy of being recognized for their respective accomplishments. But whether they can draw people,
May not necessarily
Right.
be
May
the
not-
same equation.
so I know with me, there has to be some kind of a draw that person has to be able to bring to the fundraiser.
So, Ivan, fast forward.
Yes.
You've accepted to be an honoree. The day comes and you're a no-show. That week prior, I don't hear from, but Ivan, that whole week prior, I don't hear from you. So how do I interpret that? How should I interpret that? And how do I approach,
at his
how do I respond to that to the honoree? I'm having difficulty with that.
Well, I mean, listen, I think you know me
Should I get
well
an
enough.
attorney?
No, definitely not. Call the Young Law Group if you need an attorney. But I mean, I think it depends on the person, because I think you would know me that if I wasn't there, something traumatic happened. Something happened. You know, I mean, there really would not be a reason for me why I would not be there. And if something did come up, believe me, I would have sold tickets. I would have sold tables. So you would know that my commitment was always to the event. It just, but for the fact that something came up that prevented me from being there.
Let me give you another scenario.
Okay.
When someone approaches you to be an honoree, I feel honored.
Of course.
I'm elated. I'm just on top of the world. So it's important to me. Now, if I give you a date and then a week or two prior to the event, you say, oh, I'm going to be out of the country. So I changed the venue because of you. Then the new date, a week or two prior, I'm going to be out of the country again. So that's 2 times. 2 people are out of the country. What is that? That speaks volumes.
Now that I would take it personal. That I would be very upset about. That I would take it.
So how would you respond to that, Ivan, Mr. Attorney?
Well, is it someone that if it's someone that I know, it's probably gonna be somebody I won't know anymore. To be quite honest with you, because I think that would be inexcusable. And I can't imagine anything that they can tell me that would justify. I think at that point they would not be anyone that I would be associated with anymore, honestly.
I agree with that.
These are professional business relationships, not personal relationships.
That's up to you.
It won't be there anymore. If I made those kind of accommodations for them, and in the end they still, lack of a better word, jerked me.
No, I didn't ask him.
I would not have any more relationship with them.
Mr. Young.
Excuse me?
No one plays with
Remember,
Mr.
he
Young.
was here
No,
for the first
definitely
time.
not.
He loved it.
Even with that smile. Don't be fooled by the smile.
All right, so that's good. That's good. Good guidance. I just don't know how to respond to the no-shows.
It's all good. We still had a great time.
Yeah, we did.
We had a great time. We always have fun.
I mean, it's really. I mean, in terms of saying something to them,
Well, I have these beautiful crystalline awards. What do I do with them? I have to have some kind of conversation to give it to them. I'm not going to keep them.
Yeah.
They cost a pretty penny.
I would. You know what? Be professional. Whatever you do, just be professional.
It always pays.
And
And
then move on.
at the very least, just mail it to them with a little note and say whatever you want to say. But always be professional.
You can always dip the bottom in red.
All right. So, Spider-Man, what are we talking about next week?
So you're going to talk about
Loyalty.
loyalty.
He's very nice.
And that's actually a good segment to this discussion, the loyalty, because
I should invite them here as guests and then corner them into a trick bag and talk about loyalty.
be professional.
I'm going to talk about milk, Chella.
Milk.
Yes.
Loyal milk.
Loyal milk, the white mustache.
So, Ivan, give us your contact information again so people can call you first when they're in foreclosure.
It's the Young Law Group, 631-244-1433. And you can visit me on the website at www.younglawgroup.org.
It was awesome having you here with us.
It was really awesome.
Well, thank you,
And
Chella.
we-
Thank you, Body Mechanic, for having me here.
And we look forward to you coming to the radio show.
Absolutely.
And when you do, I want you to tell me, do you see a difference in me between radio and television?
Okay.
Stop, Chella.
All right. I will definitely let you know.
I want you guys to love hard and kiss long.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Have a great week.